Welcome to Dad Tech, where we talk tech, toys, and STEM. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below and hit the like button if you enjoy the video, as it really helps the channel. Today I'm reviewing the Sonos One SL, Sonos' direct line successor to the previous Play Ones. Unlike the Sonos One, however, the One SL's, much like the Sonos 5, does not have an actively listening microphone to call up Google Assistant or Alexa. In my opinion, this is a genius move by Sonos to introduce an option for their more privacy-conscious customers. Also, by not including an always-on microphone, it allows the SLs to sit at a lower price point than the voice assistant-enabled Sonos One. This makes perfect sense, especially if you'll be pairing the SLs up with any of the Sonos' other home theater soundbar options as a surround speaker and don't need the replication of a voice-enabled assistant in the same room. One of my favorite features of the Sonos One model family from inception is its small form factor and cylindrical footprint. The One SL comes in at around 6.5 inches tall, 4.7 inches wide, and 4.7 inches deep. For its size at 4 pounds, the SLs are rather portable as long as you have power and Wi-Fi wherever you bring it to. Its size and shape allows the One SL to literally be tucked away into any nook and cranny of your room. The SL espouses the same monochromatic white or black matte of its twin, the Sonos One. Tiny oval perforations enrobe the speaker for almost the entire circumference of the unit, leaving only a small section with holes where it contains the Sonos Mesh Connect button along with the Ethernet input. On the bottom of the unit sits the power connection, keeping the look of the unit nice and tidy. The upper portion of the SL contains a very subdued Sonos logo, and on the very top sits the status light as well as the haptic manual controls for the SL. Here you can pause and play tracks as well as increase and decrease volume level. Keeping the design understated and low profile allows the SL to meld into your home decor easily without clashing with any particular design style. Tucked tightly within the unit are two Class D amplifiers which power one tweeter and one mid-bass woofer. As always, the SL is controlled through the revamped Sonos S2 app. Be aware, however, that there is no Bluetooth capability on the SLs, which is typical for a majority of the Sonos models, as they're all dependent on Sonos' proprietary mesh network Wi-Fi connection. If you do have an Apple device, though, you can still connect via AirPlay 2 to other AirPlay connected devices in your home. Through the Sonos app, the SL can be added easily as a standalone speaker or part of a stereo pair, or as a surround sound speaker add-on for a full Sonos surround system. And you can check out my review here if you want some more details on that surround system. Through any of these configurations, the SL can be calibrated by the excellent TruePlay functionality. This functionality adjusts the audio settings for the SL specific to your preferred listening position. TruePlay then sends sound pulses to orient itself relative to your listening location and subsequently asks you to define the room acoustically by waving your phone around the space. The TruePlay calibration made the sound marginally better in the one speaker configuration, but it did do a good bit of work when calibrated in a dual SL stereo configuration. For a small speaker, the SL brings clarity and a spaciousness to the highs and mids that you wouldn't exactly expect. Vocal acuity on the SLs are particularly good. I've never heard any muddled distortion or any type of sibilance on tracks or podcasts that I've ever played on it. Although bass is perceptible on the SLs, I wouldn't necessarily call it a strong suit, as you would expect from a speaker with this small of a form factor. The SLs also work admirably as surround sound pairs in the full surround setup. And I could honestly say that there wasn't much in terms of difference between these and the Sonos 5s set up as surround speakers, except the price, of course, with two Sonos 5s touching the $1,000 price point for the pair. Check out my Sonos 5 review here for those details. The SL's size really conceals its acoustical deftness. Couple this acoustical prowess with the intuitive nature of the Sonos app, which allows you to add your musical streaming services, search for songs, artists, albums, and podcasts, and you have a winning combination. Add the fact that this device, although not waterproof, is humidity resistant, and you get a good solid speaker that can bring your music almost anywhere in your house, even the bathroom. There are some drawbacks you need to be aware of, however. The first of which, as I've mentioned, is the SL's lack of Bluetooth connectivity. Unless you have an iOS device, which can add the SLs to your other devices via AirPlay, the SLs have no other means of connecting to any other speaker groups besides those within its Sonos ecosystem. Also, as I've mentioned, TruePlay is an iOS-only functionality at this point, with Sonos opting not to code TruePlay into the myriad of Android devices on the market in order to reduce their development complexity. And finally, if you have both the older and newer devices in your current Sonos ecosystem, you will have to choose whether to connect it to the older S1 compatible grouping or the newer S2 group, as the SL cannot be connected to both simultaneously. This scenario may be less prevalent with the exception of Sonos OGs like myself who've had Sonos components for over a decade, however. With all that said though, the Sonos One SL is a good solid balance of price, acoustic quality, and obviously size. It is more than capable for small to mid-sized rooms and does equally well paired with another SL if you require more depth or greater reach. If you're looking at an entry-level method to get into the Sonos universe, or you're adding to your Sonos collection and don't have a pressing need for a voice assistant, or would rather not have an active listening device in your audio component, there's no better place to start than the Sonos One SLs. The SLs are also a great addition to round out your home theater setup if you started with either the Sonos Beam or the Sonos Arc. And you can check out the reviews for both of those here. Check out this playlist for all of my Sonos reviews, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. I'll check you next time. Peace.